Is it magic? Is it foundation? Is it magic? Is it foundation? Is it magic? Is it foundation? It's magic. It's foundation. It's magic. It's foundation. It's magic. It's foundation. It's foundation. Welcome back to Guru Beauty. I am Jodie. Girls, it's time. Many of you have asked me to review Charlotte Tilbury's brand new Magic Foundation. And like many of you, I was really excited to try this foundation. I'm a huge fan of Charlotte Tilbury makeup for the most part. And I've certainly started seeing the videos come through on YouTube. She's showing us how we can use Magic Foundation to get our absolutely flawless, perfected looks. We've seen the very dramatic ads. Is it magic? Is it foundation? Is it magic? Is it foundation? We've seen how it transforms models from models without makeup to models with makeup. I wanted to put this to the test for you, especially after so many of you asking for it. So here we go. Charlotte Tilbury is a UK makeup artist extraordinaire, and she started her own makeup line, I think maybe a couple of years ago now. Many lovely products coming out of that line. This foundation is a higher, heavier coverage than what she has offered in the line before. So a lot of people like me with hyperpigmentation, things to cover oily skins, people who want something just with a little bit more oil control or mattifying formula have been really excited about the Magic Foundation. I paid just under 52 Australian dollars for this product, so very much in line with your Estee Lauder, some of your other sort of department store brand foundations. According to the box, what the Magic Foundation offers is flawless, long-lasting coverage, a broad spectrum SPF 15, and then when I look at the back, how it's described is a full coverage, demi-matte, long-lasting foundation enriched with hyaluronic acid, Larasil, and the concentrated power of vitamin C. Skin is moisturized, dewy, and pores are minimized. They say for flawless coverage, apply with my foundation brush, starting at the center of the face and working outwards. Finish with the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder along the T-zone and chin to control shine. This product is made in Italy. It does come in a glass bottle, so be concerned about breakage if you do drop that bottle. You've got the rose gold lid, very Charlotte Tilbury, and a relatively cheap looking plastic pump. It does dispense a pretty decent amount in just one press and is very controllable, so very easy to dispense, you know, half a pump if you need. We do have the standard 30 mils of product. Onto the ingredients. This product contains first and foremost water, followed by cyclopentasiloxane, cyclohexasiloxane, talc, cetyl PEG PPG 10(1) dimethicone, titanium dioxide, glycerin, nylon 12, so on and so on. There is dimethicone. I don't see any parabens in here. I do see benzyl alcohol, and right at the bottom of the list I do see PEG 40 hydrogenated castor oil. So it's not oil free. It does seem to be paraben free. The second highest ingredient, cyclopentasiloxane, one of my favorite ingredients in most of my favorite foundations. According to the Net-a-Porter website, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation is available in 10 different shades, and the 4.5 medium is a really good match for me for my NC25 skin. Flawless, poreless, youthful looking skin every day. That's certainly something that I could do with. If you've watched my foundation reviews, you're already aware that I'm concerned with pores. I want those smoothed out. I do want to look hydrated and not completely matted out. I want to look healthy. I also want something that's going to last throughout the day, cover my hyperpigmentation nicely without looking cakey, and also inhibit the oil that I get in my T-zone area throughout the day. So I don't ask for much, but you know what Charlotte promises in this foundation, it certainly sounds like it's going to deliver. When I do go to the Net-a-Porter website, how they describe it is Charlotte Tilbury's weightless Magic Foundation is designed to blend in seamlessly, offering long-lasting full coverage that completely disguises pores, fine lines and blemishes. It's formulated with protective SPF 15 plus the skin's natural anti-aging defense booster, hyaluronic acid, to leave your complexion flawlessly even with a non-drying matte finish. They describe it as having a demi-matte finish. I am now going to cut to application of this foundation. I'll show you what it looks like at the very end of the day once we can talk about performance. I will then come back and share with you my final thoughts and recommendations. Will it get a guru thumbs up? Will it get 2? Stay tuned and you'll find out very, very soon. Today I am using a damp beauty blender to apply the foundation. This is a fairly thick formulation. It's not at all runny. I have tried this with a brush. I've tried it with my fingers. My preferred way to apply this foundation is definitely with a damp beauty blender. I feel like that helps to blend this foundation better than a brush. I find with a brush I really have to work hard to blend out pores, to make sure there's no streaks, to get an even coverage. I'm not using a primer today. I've just applied my normal skincare. I have used this foundation with various primers and I'm not sure if it actually hasn't made this product anything miraculous, let's say that. One layer is giving me nothing spectacular in terms of coverage. When they say demi-matte, I would say demi-matte to matte, absolutely. The finish after one layer using a damp beauty blender is very, very natural. Definitely on the light to medium coverage side of things. I can still see all my pigmentation peeking through. It looks pretty matte, pretty natural finish at this point. Let's see how this foundation builds up. Definitely has claims. I've seen videos from Charlotte talking about how this does cover acne scars and pigmentation. So we'll see how this one builds. I am not impressed with how this foundation layers. I have seen videos from Charlotte Tilbury showing how to use this foundation to cover any kind of acne scarring, pigmentation, that kind of thing. It really is being sold as something that does offer full coverage. They do say it on the box. And I'm finding as I apply, it's not giving me full coverage and it's not building beautifully. I've used many other foundations that have better coverage. I've used many other foundations that do build better. After applying a second thin layer of this foundation, I have to take care to check that it is, you know, blended. It does have a tendency to almost kind of cake, like I can see in areas. I have to be really careful as I move my face. In my nose, I can see where the foundation is sort of, you know, gathering around those joints. There are areas where it sort of just, you know, cakes in a way. There are areas where it kind of seems like it's sitting in the pores a bit. It's not, I don't know, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't look like my skin is looking fantastic. I really have to very carefully inspect every bit of my face and kind of move it and stretch it out just to kind of blend out any cakiness. So it does seem to have a tendency to kind of gather in pores, kind of gather in fine lines, and generally just kind of sit not very nicely. I have to take a lot of care with this. I would say with that second layer, I've probably got a medium coverage because of the performance of this foundation after the 1 and the 2 layers. I'm really scared to put on another layer of this foundation to try and cover up the bits that are peeking through. So I'm not actually going to apply any more foundation to see, you know, what the maximum coverage is I can get from it. I'm not going to take this more than a medium. I have tried to do that during the week and I've ended up with a cakey situation that I've had to try and blend back in halfway through the day. Oh, so I'm not overjoyed at this point. I'm not overjoyed. I will apply the rest of my makeup and I will let you know how it's looking then. But at this point, after 1 to 2 layers, no shine or dewiness, fairly matte, not particularly smoothing to my pores. Can't say much more about this foundation. It's certainly not magic on my face at this point. This product is not blowing me away at application. From experience, even with primer, I am definitely going to get a shine from this foundation in my T-zone area, but my biggest concern right now is that there are certain spots where maybe a brush has touched or my finger has touched or my fingernail has touched and the foundation's kind of almost been scraped away. It does still have a slightly sort of sticky feel to it, but it doesn't look like it has any kind of dew or glowiness to it. Demi-matte to matte still definitely would be the finish, I would say now, with an hour of this foundation sitting on my skin. It still, yeah, feels a little bit sticky. I have been very careful to sort of pat in those areas, just double check my pores, you know, stretch my face out and really make sure that this is having a good start. I will see now how this one wears throughout the day. I will be back to give you an entire rundown on how that goes and we'll find out, is it magic or is it foundation? I'm back about 11 hours after application of Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Foundation, and the foundation has certainly changed throughout the day. 2 to 3 hours after application, my oils started coming through on my T-zone, and they are still here. My night lighting always does look reflective. Sometimes it looks more reflective than what it actually looks like in real life, and I would say the shine that you're seeing here is no touch up at all throughout the day. A little bit of sort of, you know, tapping foundation in on areas with my fingers as I've noticed anything separating, like around my nose throughout the day or into pores or anything like that. I haven't touched up, I have not powdered this foundation, and do also note that I did not powder the foundation to start with to set it. There is no primer underneath this foundation as well, so it really is just a straight test of how the foundation performs. That being said, I have used this foundation with powder, various powders, and I've also used it with various primers and various application methods, and it's pretty typical across the line that I would get a shiny nose and a shiny T-zone. So you can certainly see here that with the foundation on its own, that shine has come right through. So that matte look that you get at first, if you're like me and you've got that combination of oily zones in your face, that's going to come through, and my face really doesn't look all that matte at all anymore. I've just got to say, I just don't love this foundation. I'm not going to recommend it to you. For $52, I think that we can do better. I think with all of the promises that Charlotte Tilbury makes, Magic Foundation for a start, the name, flawless, no. Poreless, no. Youthful, no. No. A full coverage, no. Demi matte, yeah, okay. Long lasting, no, not really. I wouldn't even call this a long lasting foundation. I don't know. Dewy, well, it's not the foundation. The foundation's actually matte, so I don't understand why they'd call it dewy on the box. And pores are minimized. Nope, I didn't feel that my pores were minimized at all. I felt that this was relatively neutral on my pores, but not at all smoothing. So I think because of all of the product claims and the fact that this just didn't wow me at all, unfortunately, I'm not going to recommend the Magic Foundation to you. Is it a foundation? Yes. Is it magic? No. I think I could pay $10, $5 probably for a foundation that does what this foundation did for me today. Certainly nothing special. Disappointed. It's really difficult for me to think who I would recommend this for. I wouldn't recommend it for dry skins. I think it would not sit very nicely over dry skin unless you had like Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream. It probably would perform quite nicely over the Magic Cream for dry skins. Don't know. And I wouldn't recommend it for oily skins. It does not have oil control, and I wouldn't recommend it for pores or for people who want full coverage either. So I'd recommend it for normal skinned people who don't have particularly dry or dry spots, or oily skin, those who don't need too much smoothing and don't mind a medium coverage. That's who I'd recommend this foundation for. Fail, unfortunately. Won't recommend Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Foundation. I'm disappointed with this foundation. I love Charlotte Tilbury products, but you know, Magic Foundation, is it magic? Is it foundation? That is an element that I really despise about the beauty industry, and that's really what inspired me to start my own beauty channel here on YouTube. It's not magic, it's never magic. It's makeup and you put it on your face. This is a product for me that overpromises and underdelivers, and it's not something that I would recommend to you. Sorry. Please do let me know though if you have tried this foundation. I would love to hear from you about what your skin type is, what your skin needs are, and what your experience has been. Have you got a primer or powder that you prefer to use this with? Do you have a preferred application method? Thank you again so much for watching. Have yourself a gorgeous day, and please don't forget, you are beautiful. But you know, it's all very nice to want to look at, but make sure you be it. The most important of all. We'll see you again really, really soon. Bye.